Hello everyone, welcome to the Final Fantasy XIV Community Team Battle Recap. My name is Matt Hilton. You may know me as Bayohne on our forums, the FF11 and FF14 forums. With me today is Robert Peeler, who you may know as Hvinire. How do you...
That's Hvinire, Matt.
Hvinire.
It's okay. I've had to explain it on the forums a couple times too. It's all right.
Even with the phonetic, I still can't get it right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit about the FF14 A Realm Reborn experience here at E3. We're going to be going through a little bit of what's been going on the show floor, what we're doing in our theater presentation, what we're doing for our battle as well. But before we get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about the experience here so far. It's been pretty hectic 2 days.
It's a busy place.
I know. I can't believe it's only been 2 days. Like it doesn't feel like it's enough. I feel like we're almost done, but we're not quite there.
Well, to be fair, we've been planning this for quite a while as well.
Yeah, don't even get me started on how long it took to plan this. But so far, everybody's having a great time, and things have been going really smooth, and we've had no major hiccups, which is great news. So really quickly, since we're a little bit slow, ahead of time or late, I guess we could say.
We're somewhere around here.
We're here where we want to be, exactly. We just want to go over quickly some of the things that were announced recently for Final Fantasy XIV. The PS4 version was announced at Sony's conference on Monday.
That was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? And we're going to be talking with Yoshida, the producer and director, tomorrow here as well, and he'll have a lot to say about the PS4 version. So
in general, he's been out and about this whole time.
Like the whole time he's been here, he's been in interviews. I think I saw him like twice yesterday. But yeah, it was pretty nuts. Yesterday we had also the producer letter live. The first part. Tomorrow is the second part. Will be in English. It was pretty exciting. I think there was a lot of fun talking back and forth. They had our new Square Enix president on, and we also had a surprise appearance. I've been told a surprise appearance by Katase, who's the producer.
Yoshinori Katase?
Yep, the producer for
that's a big
Lightning
name.
Returns. I know he came on the show. You know, he wasn't really announced, but he came on. He brought a little something with him that he showed Yoshida during the actual broadcast, and kind of asked like, hey, I'm kind of thinking about doing something kind of unique, and I wanted to run it by you. So he brought this paper with him. Let's see if we can show
you got
everybody.
it on hand, huh?
Yeah, I snagged it right before this. He brought this paper with him, and he showed it to Yoshida-san right during the presentation.
Wait, is that 14?
Yeah, no, exactly no. It's actually Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. That's Lightning there, but she's actually dressed like a Mikote.
Nice.
So Yoshida was like, whoa, wait a second. So wait, when did you do this? He was really surprised by it, but Yoshida's a pretty easygoing guy. So he's like, you know what, this is pretty exciting. I'm definitely gonna. I'll have to think about this too, but he's like, I like this idea a lot, and I think you should go for it.
I know she has a lot of outfit changes in Lightning Returns.
Yeah, that's one of the key things for Lightning Returns. So I guess we might be seeing Lightning featured in a Mikote outfit.
Not bad.
I know, that's pretty exciting. So I think Yoshida is like, well, you know what, you did something for 14 on your title, so I think about maybe I'll think about doing something in return on our title. And
They're sharing information.
I know, it's pretty crazy. I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. That was very surprising. Like, this printout is probably like the only screenshot that exists of this. That's why it's like the same one that's been floating around. So I have to be really careful.
You're not going to get in trouble with having it on that.
Well, I snuck it when he was out on a smoke break, so we should be totally fine.
I see a couple people over there. I'm worried about that.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I know. Like I said, 14 has been all over E3. We actually have a few photos that we've taken around the show. We want to share those with you guys now. When I say 14's been everywhere, I mean everywhere. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these photos. You can see our Gaius banner that's been everywhere outside the show.
It's just out on the street.
Yeah, he's like on buses, he's up on the flagpoles and things like that. It's pretty awesome. We took a few photos of the community team with Gaius in the elevators. Who's
that on the right?
Oh, that's Devin. That's Kamate. You guys may know him as Kamate. He's out there actually right now emceeing for us while we're in here. Some more Gaius elevators.
Nice.
I mean, we had a lot of fun. Things have been setting up for a while, but it's been going really smooth. This is one of the things you can win. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but keep this in mind. This is our stage area here where we've been emceeing our Ifrit battles.
Looks very familiar to me.
Yeah, I know. This is like literally our home away from homes.
Exactly.
I'll say I'll miss it, but I don't know if that's true.
I'll miss the excitement. That's what I'll
that
miss.
crowd is pretty crazy. It's really exhilarating. This is how our our setup looks. We have 4 different kiosks that we can pull in feeds from and things like that.
You can see here on the right that basically we switch off into any one of these screens.
So whichever has the most exciting stuff is what we're switching to. And here's another view of our view of the giant Square Enix screen that's very famous around E3 nowadays.
There's a lot of preparation to get that and everything around it ready.
It has the 14 trailer looped in there too, and people have been going nuts for that. This is a bit of our area that's being set up. This is really cool because it has a huge banner there. This is how it looks pretty much completed. So we have the 2 screens there showing the gameplay. We have a really cool battle challenge banner there. You can see some of the kiosks. We actually have 16 total spots.
Okay.
And how does that break down? It's 8 PC.
It's 8 on both sides. There's 8 PC and 8 on PS3.
Yep.
And both groups face off against a free, one on one side and one on the other.
So they're basically 2 teams fighting at the same time.
Exactly.
Which is really cool because that way you can see, okay, well, let's check in on this team, see how they're doing. Okay, these guys wiped. Let's switch quickly over to the other team while they prepare for a retry.
It's been nice though because with the time, they've been able to try more than once.
Yeah, it's nice. They actually have a 10-minute timer, so we'll talk a little bit about that as we get closer. We're gonna be doing some live commentary soon. Yeah, that's me and Kamate again setting up. Here's us finalizing things. Monday was a busy setup day. This is actually our Square Enix. We actually had a briefing called The Future of Final Fantasy in a nearby area, and this is some photos from there.
It was an exclusive event for just a few people.
There's a lot of media were there. It was pretty cool, and you can see a lot of the titles that were announced and showcased there. We had Yoshida was there. We had our president there as well. We had Yoshida presenting A Realm Reborn. So that was pretty cool because he actually introduced the trailer for the first time at that location before it happened. So that was pretty cool. Like it was like the exclusive reveal of the Crystal's Call, which people so far have been really going nuts for. And there's one of our giant banners right when you come into our hall.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing you could possibly see when you go into
E3. Right when you walk in, it's like bam, right there.
And there's no way to miss it.
I think we're about done here.
That's when it definitely finished.
This is basically when it's all done. We're good to go, and this is like our final run through before the event, and I think that's about wraps it up for our setup time. But as you can see, FF14 has had a huge presence so far. We've been super busy. Things have been crazy, but it's been a good busy. We have a huge line of people that have been waiting to play. I know we saw some people get in the line at 10 a.m. and they got
played
in, like,
how many hours later?
It took them, I would say, like 3 hours. That's that hardcore.
But people are excited to do it. Like, I think people were coming up to them in line and saying, just so you know, and I want you to be able to plan your day better going to E3, but this is going to be a few hours at least wait.
They're like, hey, heads up, this is how long the wait's going to be. And they're like, that's fine. We're going to do it. And I'm like, that's awesome.
This is what we want.
So speaking of the battle, we're going to be getting pretty close to that time now. Our theater should be letting out. We've kind of timed it so that we'll actually be running a battle live. So elsewhere in the booth, you'll be able to see the battle taking place, and we'll be streaming that in here. We'll be commentating over it. So
very similar to what we do outside.
Yeah, basically this is like what we do outside. It's just a lot quieter in this nice little booth, and we have really cool headsets on.
But we're well rehearsed at this point. I think we have a good idea.
I think I've seen every variation of this battle at this point, but it's still pretty exciting because there's some nail-biting fights that come down to the wire.
I'm hoping for some surprises tomorrow, though. It's like a whole new group of people. It's going to be given a try.
It's going to be really surprising. I mean, right now we're showing up the trailer. This is what runs while the battle's getting ready and getting prepped. But pretty soon our MCs over there, I think Kamate is running over there right now. They'll switch it over to the live feed and we'll be able to see what's going on. But just to give you guys an example, see, okay, now we switched over here. So this is actually, the parties are getting ready.
Yeah, they're not quite ready yet. They're getting used to their controls.
This is the MMO equivalent of getting ready. This is jumping around, right on cue.
Of course.
This is jumping around, checking out your actions, making sure everything's cool, casting protect. You know what's
Zero
funny
protects
though?
before you need them.
We keep telling them like, hey guys, you should probably wait to cast protect until you're inside, just because once you go inside the Bowl of Embers to fight Ifrit, it's gonna be wiped. And so we keep telling them every time, and they're like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And so they go inside, and right when they start, they run right for Ifrit. The tanks
entirely,
take
just
off.
ignore it.
And we're like, no, you should really, and then it's too late.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised and thankful that everybody is around the Etherite right now, and they're not all running off doing quests.
Yeah, well,
monsters, which is also an issue.
We always have to wrangle people. We're like, hey, yeah, there's a quest nearby, but let's hang tight over here next to the Etherite. So just to give you guys a heads up, this is how it works. We have 2 teams going in. They're gonna have 10 minutes on the clock to defeat Ifrits. It's going to be. It's kind of cool because you actually have 10 minutes, but even if you wipe once, as long as you wipe pretty quickly, you should have enough time to be able to go back and retry again before that 10
Still
minutes is up.
around that second battle, we've been calling it the second challenge of the battle challenge. Is basically your time is also a factor here.
So you're not just fighting Ifrit, you're also fighting against time. So everybody's going in right now, as you can see. Everybody's getting ready, making sure everybody's ready. Oh, we're already inside. Wow. Okay. Well, let's hit the ground running. We'll talk about the battle afterwards. But
let's see if they do what Matt
protect.
usually advises them and actually pulls
no
up that protect.
Oh, come on, guys, hit that protect. I
it?
keep telling you. No, okay.
Nope.
All right. Well, all right. The Gladiator's gone in first. That's good. So one of the big tactics we try to tell people, too, is you make sure you want to turn Ifrit away from your other characters.
He's
because
got this flame cone.
Yeah, he's got a flame in front of him. He's going to swipe in front of him, too. But this seems to be going pretty good. Like, this Marauder seems like he's helping out tanking, too.
Which is also, we also recommend as well. As
yeah, we're like, hey, Gladiator's got a lot of great abilities. And now we're taking a look in a further out view of an archer.
So we like to show both the close-up view with the Marauders.
We try to
and the
switch around.
Gladiators.
The damages here is really good. I'm pretty surprised. They're doing really good. So far, HP is fine, no major problems. But you know what? This is like the first form of Ifrit, basically. This is when things are kind of simple. It's
calm.
not too crazy. Yeah, he's like, hey, welcome to the Bowl of Embers. Here's some flames, but nothing too crazy. But as you get that HP down, things are going to get tougher.
About halfway through, he's like, you guys are kind of wearing out your welcome
at 50%, we try to really make sure. Okay, so when he starts taunting, that's when okay, things are going to get harder. I think we're going to start seeing some eruptions appear on the ground now.
It gives you a lot of
right
indications,
there, too.
Just like this. You got the eruptions, you
that
got
Conjurer
the cracks in the
move.
ground.
Yeah, we keep trying to make sure that they understand, when you see giant glowing cracks on the ground, you really want to move out of the way. So
this looks like they switched to a second party.
It does look like that. Yes, that is correct. So far, these guys are doing good, too. You can see that limit break gauge in the top left, too. We actually have that implemented into our E3 version. So they're feeling that pretty well. Let's see if any of them will be able to finish one before they defeat or are defeated.
You can fill both bars, but it's kind of hard to do that all in one
it's tough to do a level 2 limit break in this amount of time. Ifrit usually is going to break you first.
But even one can be especially helpful.
Exactly, yeah. So far, still good here.
They're at 50%, it looks like.
Ifrit's kind of turning a little bit, but not too crazy. But he is getting some flames in there and hitting some of their... Okay, there's that 50% warning. This is when the feathers are going to appear, the infernal feathers.
There it is right there.
There it is. It has appeared on the screen. This is extremely important. They need to take this thing down ASAP.
I see 3 people at least already going after it.
Okay, that's good. I mean, we were even recommending, hey, Conjurers, maybe you guys want to toss some stone on there, some arrow. But so far, their damage seems pretty good. The pace is pretty good on this, so I'm not too worried. As long as they can finish it before Ifrit jumps into the air, signaling his Hellfire move, they should be okay. It looks like they did it. Great
And
job.
they pulled off that limit break.
Yeah, they have the limit break ready, so he's going to ready Hellfire. All right, let's see if they survive. Great, nice, good job. So now things aren't done though. This is not when it becomes easy mode.
Things get intense.
This is when it gets harder. It's going to become. He's going to start doing radiant plumes on the ground. These eruptions are going to come quicker. So you can see those exploding now behind him.
Because you got those, ranged attackers or conjurers. And
exactly.
The back
they
row,
always have to be
they're
watching.
Have to move back and forth. Just
so it looks like we switched back again. Here's Hellfire again for the other party, and they did not get that feather destroyed in time.
And that first party they made it seem simple, but that's actually a pretty difficult thing to do.
That is really tough. So hopefully we can switch back to the party that's actually going right now. While these guys get back up. All right, here we go. So it's got that about 20%, I would say. Let's see if we can see some of those radiant plumes appearing. So far, they're okay. Their HP looks fine. Everybody's still alive. I know. I haven't seen. Oh, there it is. Get out of there. Get out of there, guys. We always tell. Oh man, that's a big hit on HP, but they should be okay.
Even though sometimes if a lot of people
see, that's targeting the mages now.
It can be difficult for those mages who are running low on MP at this point.
And a lot of times, a lot of the mages will think, I'm gonna get this cure off, and I'm not gonna move out of this fire. Oh, I see. I think they got it. Here it comes.
Excellent work.
Nice. That's great. That's great. Now I think we're going to switch back to the other team.
This is when we usually give that second opportunity.
Yeah. So exactly. The other team should be getting ready now for their second time in. They should be going in right about now. But those guys, these guys are victorious. They have won the coveted, very highly, extremely coveted Meteor Survivor T-shirts or polo shirts. All right, looks like this is the second group again. They're getting ready. Let's see if they. Okay, great. They've got Protect on. They've learned from their mistake.
Heard you from
I think they heard me from here. I was trying to get my thoughts across to them, and it seems like it's working. Okay, we've got the view of, okay, switched over to Archer now.
Like that wide shot so you can see everybody.
You know, a lot of times what we've been seeing is Archer's been taking a lot of hate too, right at the beginning.
Well, if you use that, I think it's Brave Shot right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It'll boost up your damage potential, and it just
but
grabs a
once
lot
you
of
do
hate.
that, and then they start running, and that's when things start getting really crazy.
We usually start recommending they use those on the fetters alone because it's not
Exactly.
going to counter any attacks, and it's a perfect way to get the fetter out quick.
Yeah, but so far they've been, it seems like they're doing a lot smoother than last time. They have him pretty much steady, focused in one area. So far so good. All right, we're going into his second phase here. He's going to get a little bit angrier, and we're going to start seeing eruptions appear.
Yeah, so far everything seems okay, and usually this is what happens a lot of times.
That's how it
People
starts.
Screw
Like,
up in
yeah,
that
it's
instance,
okay.
but they can try again, and they've learned a lot of lessons.
We also just get worried if they get too cocky. They're like, this is no problem. We learned from our mistakes last time. We got it this time.
Yeah, you may not know also is that they're usually in line watching this.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably really helped a lot. I mean, basically when we're emceeing during the show, these guys are watching the screens above and getting a lot of tips, probably discussing ahead of time. See that the damage is really good right now, and there's almost at that 50%.
Yeah, they're doing great, and there's plenty of HP on all.
This
the
guy
members
is
of the party.
very much spamming his attacks. All right, some eruptions are coming in now.
Debuffs on the fruit right now. A lot of damage over time effects.
All right, here we go. There's that 50% mark. He's starting his taunt. The Infernal Fetter has spawned now.
I haven't
So
seen
these
the move
guys,
to it.
okay, here we go.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. All right, let's see.
Are they gonna go for it?
Okay, the Archer's taking it on. That's good. Let's see if we can get some more damage on there, guys. Okay, I think even the Gladiator's going after this time. I think the Gladiator's like, you know what? I got Ifrit. I'm going to focus on this Fetter.
They got a bit of a late start, though. I'm a little worried.
No, I think they should be okay.
Think so?
Okay, we're switching over now to something. And
well, I'm sure they're fine.
all right, so far so good. All right,
there we
go. All right, the Fetter is down. Great news.
Nice work.
Okay, now they just need to get some medicas, toss out some AoE cures. Okay, here comes Hellfire. They should be okay. Nice,
Yeah,
great.
definitely
Okay.
made it.
So they got that limit break. I would almost recommend that they have a Conjurer or an Archer hit that limit break button and get a big cure going off there. It might be in their best interest. I think they're fine on damage. It's just I want to make sure they're topped off on HP.
Especially at this point when you start seeing those.
Oh, somebody used. I missed who used it. Okay, get out of that. Get out
especially
of
you see the plumes just right here, and then you want to avoid them as best as
It's
possible.
stressing me out. I'm
Even just
really
a couple
rooting for these
instances can take out a lot of people.
Oh, there's the back ones. Okay, come on, get out of there. So far, so good. I think they might have it now. I think they really learned a lot from their first loss.
That Archer could, use the Brave Shot and Hawkeye right now and get a lot of extra damage, a lot of extra accuracy on his shots.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. Okay, look out. There's those cracks.
He's learned to avoid it.
So far, so good. I think they might have it in the bag as long as people don't start getting sloppy.
It's like 10%. I'm pretty sure they got this locked.
Well, I don't know. It just takes a few non-cures or a few like, I got this kind of attitudes.
It's true.
See, there's like a big hit right there.
Yeah, he thought he was safe, but still got hit by it.
All right, here we go. I think they got it. I saw a big cure there.
Oh, and they didn't get out of the way of that flame attack either.
Let's see.
Nope,
There
they did
it is.
it. Pulled it off.
Congratulations, guys. That was pretty awesome.
You're gonna be clapping from here.
I know. We gave you guys good thoughts, and hopefully it paid off. But yeah, that's like general overview of what we've been showing here at E3. That's our Ifrit Battle Challenge. One of the cool things we can't really show here, but basically when you're in line for that, you actually have a 15-minute theater presentation ahead of time. So that way you're able to kind of learn about Final Fantasy XIV. You're able to see, they show you a presentation on like the different roles, the different classes you can use.
Try to give you an idea of what you're getting into.
Exactly, and they also give you a few tips and tricks on Ifrit's battle.
I think they show you that
itself.
Fetter as well.
They show you the Fetter. I think that they are kind of...
They're vague
I'll
about
say
it.
vague, yeah. I'll say they're vague about it, but I think once we realized that the Fetter was like the big problem, we started being a little more less subtle about it.
We're generous. We want to give out these shirts.
Yeah, it's
a
important.
Ifrit that doesn't want to give
Yeah,
it
it's
to you.
Ifrit that's fighting you guys. We are on your side. We want you to have the Meteor Survivor
For
shirts.
sure.
But yeah, in that presentation, they see that stuff too. And then also at the end of the presentation, the person that's leading that actually asks the audience, hey, are you familiar with tanking? Are you familiar with healing in an online game? Because those are really important
We try to
roles.
place the Conjurer and the Gladiator.
Yeah, the Gladiator, the Marauder as well are really important. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of people that have really been up to the challenge for that. And we've seen some people. We had actually at the end of the show yesterday, we have a special surprise at the end of the show every day where Yoshida and Koji Fox come out and they actually do like kind of like emceeing on a live battle at the end of the show.
They take on the roles of the community team for a brief moment.
We let them, right? They're like, oh yeah, you guys, sure, I guess we'll let you do this. I mean, it's your game.
I mean, no one can do it quite as well as we can, but
I mean, we got it down
if
packed
anyone's gonna get close
to a science. But you know, if you want to come up here, cool, I guess. But yeah, they came up there yesterday, and Yoshida was watching one of the gladiators, and he was like amazed. He's like, this guy is great. He was saying this is really fantastic.
Well, thankfully, that was a really pro party going on.
Yeah, I know. Could you imagine
there?
Yoshida's like, sees him losing, he's like, maybe we didn't tune it enough for the E3. Because, yeah, that's one other thing we want to point out here, too, is a lot of people need to realize that this isn't like the Ifrit hard mode battle. This is not. This is probably not what you will be expecting when you're tackling the Lord of Inferno in the actual game.
As you saw the challenges going ahead in here, just imagine that maybe possibly amplified a little bit more.
A lot more amplified, I'd say. But yeah, we tune it a little bit to make sure that people are able to beat it. We don't want everybody to lose, obviously, so we make sure we gave them some pretty nice gear. We made sure we gave them some pretty good stats and things like that where they needed it. And but so far we've had quite a few wins, and it's been pretty exciting. People have been having a lot of fun with it, and we've also been showing our new trailer nonstop throughout the show, and people have been having fun with it.
And even when there's a party participating in this battle, everyone outside is cheering them on near the end there. They're getting excited.
There are times, when it gets down to like the last, there's like two parties, at the same time. Sometimes they get down to like the last few members and like the last few people that are alive. Yeah. And I think the closest one I saw had a gladiator and a thaumaturge and maybe like a lancer, and it was just they had no cures.
Lost their conjurers.
They had no cures, and then we were just like we're emceeing. We're like, come on, you're so close.
Their HP was like really. They weren't even
so
like
low.
well.
There was no way they had no way to recover HP, and it was nail biting. And like when they won, like, the crowd went wild, and we were like, oh my gosh, that is amazing.
I mean, there are a few moments, a couple times before that got close to that, but that was really the nail biter. That was really the tense moment.
That was like a few times it's happened. That it's like this is amazing,
but it makes it really
also really scary too. Because I was like, I don't need the stress. I'm here to do emceeing. I don't need to worry about this stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's what people have been doing so far, and they've been having a great time. We've been telling people about the beta test phase 3, which starts this Friday as well. So for those of you
to play on PS3 as well.
Yeah, I know. We actually, the PS3 version. This is the first time we've had it playable in a live public location. So let's talk a little bit about that. We've had a lot of good feedback from the gamepad mode. I mean, we introduced the gamepad mode in phase 2 of the beta test, and so far in phase 3 with the launch of the PS3 version, we've been able to show it here, and people have been able to adapt to it pretty quickly. And that was one of the worries, because you go into an MMO, that's already one thing. You have to learn how to do it, and learn how to play really quickly. But especially on the PS3 version, it's a little different, and you're learning how to do the gamepad mode, which is really unique. But it's once you've seen it for like a minute, you kind of just get the grasp instantly.
For every MMO, there's got its quirks and its little intricacies that you got to get used to, but that gamepad was really helpful. And what was also interesting is that we introduced the gamepad in phase 2, but this is the first time people are using the PS3 UI. And so they're integrating both that gamepad mode and the UI and working with it together and figuring out how this all works.
And it's cool. We've made sure it's not just 8 PC and 8 PS3 battling against each other. We put both on each side, so that way they're able to see that, hey, these players can play together on the same server with the same controls, different controls, but it's still the same experience. And that's the most important part.
And with both groups, you could try out any class on PS3 or PC and test out how you want to use it on either control system.
Because one of the things we heard recently is that people are worried about the experience between keyboard and mouse versus gamepad. But honestly, RPG fans can play an RPG just as good as like an MMO keyboard and mouse person can. So when we create a really unique UI that is works for that, they've been really
it's a thinking man's job. Genre, and they've made it a good effort into learning it quickly.
But yeah, so far it's been good. We've had a lot of wins. So obviously people on PS3 are able to do it just as good as the PC people, so that's good news. But yeah, so far it's been a really good experience, and we've had a lot of stuff that we've been showing and announcing. But let's see what else we can talk about. As I did mention, we did have that beta phase 3 starting this Friday.
That's right.
So the good news for the community team is, it's like, hey, E3 is almost done. You guys, you worked really hard. You know what? Thursday, you guys head home, go to sleep, and then Friday morning you come into the office because phase 3
you
is
get a whole night
off.
to sleep.
You get like 6 or 7 hours of sleep. That's plenty.
In bed. And everything.
Yeah, I mean, so phase 3, we're really excited. I see Morton's holding up an award.
He's really trying to get our attention.
It looks like we won something. I can't see what it is, but we've gotten. Speaking of awards,
can't forget this.
I know, this is pretty exciting. We did receive Destructoid's E3 Best MMO on the show floor, which is amazing.
Entire MMO genre.
Yep,
we're the best.
FF14. So we have like these cool placards we got to put on our booth. And now I see Morton is going and putting another ribbon that we got, so that's pretty exciting.
We knew that we had the best forums around, but who knew that we had the best
community right?
for MMOs? I mean, that's fantastic.
But yeah, it's been great so far. Honestly, people have had a really good time playing. People who lost are like, you know what, this is really fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
They're not like, I can't believe I lost. I can't believe They're having a good time. People are like, yeah, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna try again, and it's really cool because they're willing to. They really want to get in there and they want to win. They want to have a good time. Speaking of winning, let's talk a little bit about those prizes I kind of glossed over a little bit earlier.
Well, there's this one.
Yeah, I try not to flaunt it, so I'm just wearing a black shirt.
Yeah,
I don't want to get mugged for my shirt. I've had people come up to us during the show. They're like, hey, I'll buy that from you when you're done. And I'm like, nah, I gotta keep this for work, but
Not quite how it works exactly,
yeah,
to get your own shirt.
But so let me talk a little bit about what they win. So basically we have a participation prize. So everybody that's able to play FF14 or Realm Reborn will be able to earn one piece of a ticket.
No one goes away with nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you lose, you're not going to go home empty-handed. We're like, all right, thanks for playing. Good seeing you. Actually, that chocobo window cling we showed earlier is actually.
Can we find it? Or
no, it should be okay.
Good? All right.
It's actually the part of the prize that you actually win. So basically, you get that first FF14 part, and then if you go nearby to the Lightning Returns FF13 demo stations. Play that, you'll get the FF13 version. You take those two together, you turn them in, you'll get a nice chocobo window cling for FF14, and you get a really cool Lightning Returns logo.
You deck out your car.
I know, you can put it on your car, put them on your office window.
On the highways there.
Yep. And then we also have those really cool Realm Reborn bags. You guys might have seen those giant bags. We give them away randomly throughout the day, and people have been going nuts for them.
If you haven't been able to go to E3 at any point, or just even any major convention, there's lots of stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff.
There's lots of things being given out.
They're giving you with people's logos on it and information. Come see us at this booth.
We're here to help you.
Yeah. See that. That's why we don't want to just give you stuff to put in your bag and never look at it. We want you to have the bag.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. So we have Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn on one side, and on the other side we have Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else? So going back to the PS3 beta, kicks off tomorrow. No, Friday.
Friday. It's been a long day.
It's been a lot of long days.
A lot of long days.
But yeah, we're really excited for it. And I want to talk a little bit about what players can expect in Phase 3, because we've had Phase 1 and 2 going for quite a while. We had the alpha before that. But Phase 3 is probably, I'd say, when we go big.
Maybe you start talking a little bit about what we've been doing all this like last weekend and these last couple of days before the weekend.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So leading up to Phase 3, we've had a really we had a lot of discussions with the development team.
Yeah.
Because you guys know it's really important for us to listen to the feedback we've been getting. So we've tried to make that as transparent as possible and make sure that players know that we're listening to their feedback and looking at their feedback and considering it. So one of the things that we were working on over the past week, while also preparing for E3,
Maybe other things too.
Yeah. Was this huge feedback list of responses and updates from the dev team. So basically, Yoshida, the producer and director, he sat down with the dev team.
Yeah.
We compiled tons and tons and tons of feedback going back to Phase 1 of the beta test. Up to the most recent Phase 2, we categorize it all.
I don't want people to think that you're saying tons is some sort of exaggeration.
No.
There's like
that Excel
a
file
healthy amount.
Was very large. So one of the things we've been doing has been getting all that feedback translated, and we've been posting it up on the forums. And I think right now, if I counted it up, I would say there's 600 or 700 responses. That
sounds about right.
It's pretty crazy. But it's really important for us to show you guys that, hey, we're listening. So we're trying to address like a lot of the biggest stuff we've seen and a lot of the most important feedback we've seen. So you guys are aware what our plans are for the future. So it's not just like, hey, we don't want to do this, or no, we're not going to change that. It's like, hey, thanks for this feedback. We're going to address it in Phase 4. We're going to address it for launch. We're going to get this ready.
It's good for newcomers to Phase 3 as well.
I mean, right when you come into Phase 3, you don't really have an idea of what happened before because you just have the newest version.
This is the build I'm seeing for the first time.
Exactly. So we made it really prominent on our forums, and a lot of people are going to be going to Phase 3. They'll be able to peruse that list, and I hope they do peruse that list because a lot of work went into it. Not only from
our translators, especially, really eager for you to read all that hard work there.
Every single sentence, every single period, and make sure we got it right. But yeah, it's been a lot of important information, so we hope people check that out. But yeah, that's a really good point of what we've been doing before Phase 3. And Phase 3, like I mentioned, is that's when we go really big. We're gonna go. Yeah. We're adding PS3 version for the first time. Finally.
That's already monumental.
Yeah. It's a whole new platform, and that's nothing to sneeze at. But not only that, we're also, previously in Phase 1 and 2, you were only restricted to one starting city, which limited the amount of classes you could choose, limited the amount of areas you can go to, and the amount of content you can do. But now in Phase 3, we're opening up all 3 city-states. So that
anyone you can find at launch.
Exactly. So you can find, if you I really wanted to play Limsa Laminsa, the seafaring town, you can. And the cool thing is that now unlocks all the other classes too. So people are going to be seeing, even if you've been playing beta from day 1 or alpha from day 1, all the stuff in Phase 3 is going to be really new to you.
Includes like the outlying areas, those major cities as well.
There's going to be tons of areas
plenty
that are
of new
added.
places to explore, new content to examine.
We've been talking about, I forget the number, but I want to say there's like over 150 fate battles, like those random full active time battle.
I don't remember the exact one, but it's a massive number.
It's crazy. Like in the current version, I think 30 or 40, but now it's like triple, and there's happening all the time. People are going to be really checking that stuff out, and I'm really excited to see and really anxious to see all the feedback we start getting from the new areas. So I know people have been really excited to try that stuff out. They're like, well, I want to go to Olda. You know, I played Olda in 1.0. I played Limsa Limensa in 1.0. I played as a Marauder.
Yeah.
I played as a Pugilist.
Yeah, as you had mentioned, it's not just not the areas we're unlocking,
Right.
but new classes that were available only to these
Because before
areas.
we only had 3 of the main battle classes. We had Archer, Conjurer, Conjurer, Lancer.
Lancer, there we go.
We also introduced the Gladiator. Even though Gladiator is not in Olda, or is from Olda, we put the Gladiator in the beta.
Well, because we wanted people to have tanks.
It's important because some of the dungeon content really needed to have a central tank. And in Alpha, we only had Lancer and the Archer. And that was not enough.
Conjurer was your
exactly.
main dealer.
But now it's really important that now everything is available. So people, I'm excited to see the people who've been waiting to try out their old favorite classes again, start over from level 1 and see what's
And for a long while, people were talking a lot about between their phase 2 and 3, exactly what they're looking forward to in phase 3, and the kind of new content they want to check out. And so I think they're all going to be really excited to just jump right in.
It's going to be hard to see where to start,
material.
honestly. Like if I think about it, and I'm going to phase 3, I don't know where to start.
I wonder if how many people are going to go back to that original city and see like what changes have been made.
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of changes. I can't imagine how big the changed list for phase 3 is going to be.
Between phase 3 and
between 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have to imagine it's going to be some pretty big stuff. So I'm really excited. I mean, even though we're going to be tired from E3, we're going to go to work Friday. Like, all right, let's do this.
Well, we live for
we're
this,
gonna
Matt.
we're gonna
This
go
is our
online.
life.
We might go incognito onto the live servers and then see what people are saying in real time.
we'll be playing.
Yeah, we try not. I say it's for research. I'm like, yeah, I was gonna research, and I'm on level 15 in the beta already. I'm like, Matt, you just came in. I'm like, no, it's good. It's research.
I really want to concentrate on this class. Oh, I did, but then I also spent like 6 hours on this one. Didn't need to, but there it is.
I'm excited. But yeah, I mean, that's the major stuff. I also want to talk a little bit about what our plan is for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because for our Final Fantasy 14 community, I think tomorrow they were all really excited to see some.
Well, just as you said, yesterday was a producer letter live here.
So it was like the E3 version of producer letter live. There's a lot more of a discussion, talking back and forth, more so than just straight Q&A, which is what a lot of people are. Familiar with for our producer letter live. For those who don't know, we have fairly frequent.
Last one was number 7.
Yeah, number 7 was our number 7th one. Oh man.
Before this E3, before yesterday.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
So.
Yeah. So, but what we do is we collect a lot of Q&A, a lot of questions from the audience, the community. We kind of get it all ready, and then Yoshida and the team in Japan host like a 2-hour YouTube live stream where they pretty much are just going through, showing new parts of the game off while answering tons of questions, like
sometimes
40
they go over 2 hours.
don't remind me, because we have to subtitle those, and I know exactly how long those things are. Trust me, I know exactly how many sentences are said each time.
But yeah, jumping forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be the very first ever English version. So usually it's done in Japanese.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting, except I have to host it, so I'm super nervous because I'm sure all of our community is like, all right, this is the English one. So, I mean, we've been waiting a long time to get this in English. Let's see what kind of questions we get. No softball questions. And
we know all you players really support Bayohne in this effort.
Yeah.
You're really behind him and can cheer him on throughout the entire producer live.
I'm just going to faint like
confidence
halfway through, and then I'll just have Koji Fox, our translator, our lead localization guy. I'll just have him take over. I'm like, Koji, could you? I just got.
He's gonna have to try to match your personality level.
I don't think anybody can match my personality level because I'm pretty amazing. But no. Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna be doing it at 2 p.m. So the same Square Enix Presents YouTube channel will be here with Yoshida, the producer and director.
Same Square Enix channel.
Lead localization.
Different Square Enix.
Michael Christopher Koji Fox. And you may know him as
most daring name ever.
Fern Hollis.
See, it's not just me. It's not just Hvinire.
That's difficult. Hvinire.
Yeah, Hvinire.
That's worse.
Hvinire.
Yeah, Fern Hollis.
I think he even misspelled it at one point in his own blog.
Yeah, that's right. He did misspell his own handle name one time in a blog post, and all the community had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for that. We have a few major big reveals to happen there. We've been working on it for a long time. I know we've recently touched on an announcement of our new job, the Scholar job. So people have been asking a ton of questions. We collected a ton of questions this week and have them ready ahead of time, so we just go through them rapid fire. And we have a lot to talk about.
Don't spill the beans, man.
We have a lot to talk about when it comes to Scholar, and I know I have some stuff here that I can't. I'll show you yet, but there's some stuff in there, and we'll have some other things. I don't want to say too much. I'll be kicked off before even. Actually, that's a great idea. You know, here's what we got to show. I'm just holding my laptop. I already see Foxconn is staring at me from outside the booth.
He's giving us a stare.
Maybe you can have him host it. And like, hey, you can host it in English.
No, you just. No.
Yeah, right. And then I can just be off the hook. I'll just go handle emceeing again. But yeah, so far we're really excited. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for you guys, FF14 fans and non-fans, people who are new to the series.
Just E3 in general has been super exciting.
I think you guys should check it out because you can see how open Yoshida is when it comes to questions from the community because he's really excited.
Yeah, anyone who isn't like familiar with Yoshida-san, this is our leader. Yeah. This is the guy who's been spearheading this whole thing, and he's really
we're getting close, and I'm really excited for his game to come out. And
absolutely.
I mean, it's so funny. I mean, I talk about how open he is, but honestly, when we're there translating, you know, posting it live as it's happening, there's questions that I know the answers to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, he told me, okay.
We didn't think, but okay.
All right,
sure.
I double check. I do like a double take. I'm like, no wait.
You want to make sure he said it.
We said
before
this?
You say it.
Because he does not hold back, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get some really fun stuff tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. PDT and 5 p.m. EDT.
All right.
We'll be here. But yeah, that's about going to wrap it up for us pretty soon. Robert Peeler.
Any last watchwords for players looking to try that battle challenge?
Defeat the Fetters.
Fetters.
I think I've said the word Fetters. First of all, I didn't know what a fetter was until we renamed that in the new battle.
Yeah.
But I think I've said the word fetters more times than any other word this past week.
Look up that word. It's an interesting word.
It's really interesting.
It's got quite a
Before they were referred to as nails.
Yeah.
But now they're fetters.
No. So now that's the new term.
They couldn't just leave it.
Players are going to have to start remembering that one.
Get the fetters. What's a fetter?
I don't know. That thing.
Exactly.
It's just called nails.
So yeah, if you're at E3, make sure you try that out. And then I would probably say it's probably going to be a good idea once E3 is available and for the public is to also pay attention to those fetters.
Yeah.
But
even the harder version. I'm sure fetters will still be an
important
element.
Yep. I think that about is going to wrap it up. Robert Peeler, everybody. Hvinire.
Hvinire.
Hey.
You
did
got
I
it
get
right.
Hvinire.
Never again.
Hvinire. Yeah, I'm already forgotten it.
Matt Bayohne Hilton.
Thank you very much. I'm glad we could be here. I'm glad we could show you a little bit about what we're doing here at E3. So I know you guys can't all be here, but hopefully you guys had a good time and you guys were able to see some of the fun that's happening here.
For those at E3, we'll see you guys out again on the show floor.
Yeah,
and for
right.
everybody else, we'll see you on the forums.
All right. Take care, guys. See you in the beta, too. Make sure you sign up.